falling star. Let's go over here. Maybe some more will show up. Getting an early start. It is cold. There's the duster. You can't see. Dawn is breaking over there. This community center. No traffic yet. There's the moon over that building. And I guess a planet to the left of it. There we go. Here comes the morning rush hour. Reverend Doctor, good morning to you as well. I recognize your name. You're one of Dave's audience. Oh, good girl. She's sitting. Yeah, you sit by the river. Don't just run out there. Reverend Doctor, where are you? Oh! There was one. Just went down. Okay. Yeah, shooting stars are nice, but we're out here looking for orbs and drones. For all I know, those shooting stars are orbs. Just playing games. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Sounds pretty chilly. Okay, we got a blinker on the horizon over these trees. Let's get some higher ground. It's got red. Oh, wow, it is cold. Yeah, Michigan. Ooh. It's getting pretty far north for me. A UFO, flying saucer. Looks like it's been down for a little bit. All right. Sky things. Yeah, this camera's not really picking up. 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Got a couple of other viewers. Thank you for joining. If you can let me know where you're at, drop that in the chat. That's a house light. Dusty, please don't pull me. Gosh. And here she goes. She's looking. She wants to get right to that spot where she once found some food. And she thinks it's just going to have food every time. Have you ever heard of the Magic Pie Bush? Magic Pie Bush. Sounds kind of like a swamp rock band. Magic Pie Bush. I heard this person on the radio talking about it. He was walking his dog, and the dog found a pie under a bush or something, and he ate it. And now, whenever the guy wants to walk his dog, the dog only wants to go to that spot because he thinks there's going to be another magic pie there. And it's kind of symbolic of how we are, you know. I've seen orbs over the sky in these areas. I keep going to the same spots, but the likelihood of them really doing the same thing is minimal. Anyhow, I'm focusing on, hi Sunflower, cute name. There is a blinker, red and white lights, going across my northern sky to the west. And it looks like it's turning south a little bit. Maybe it'll come right over here. Hey, over here. ostensibly a human-powered craft, although I'm hearing all kinds of talk about these things mimicking us. So yeah, they mimic us, we mimic them, and round and around we go. And yeah, the camera's not really picking up anything. Yeah, you don't need to ask my permission. Please subscribe. Subscribe, share. Let's look at the moon before it's gone. Yeah. I'll give you a heads up right away though. I'm not a professional photographer. My equipment is not up to par. Um, you're basically tuning in to hear my thoughts. Yeah, so I'll let you know when something impressive comes into my view, and I'll try to capture it on this old phone. So that's a place of business. I'm trying to capture the horizon behind that building. That is Silver Orb UAP, different things and drones. View for sprites and intellect, cinematography. Thanks, Rev. Um, yeah, I don't know where the delineation is. Oh, there was something there, and here comes. It's a white orb. It's just going straight over. It's coming through. I see a little dot there. Okay. Hello. Let's be friends. All right. So this is actually coming through. It looks like nothing, but it's moving. I'll give you reference again. Here's the building here, the community center. There's our little star person. Let me see. Can I hear anything? There's no contrail. Well, thank you. Thanks for playing along. That's northbound. I've been having these, well, aside from the 5 decades, I've been having experiences. There's been a big uptick. Well, here's a flashing buddy over here in the north somewhere. Anyway, back to the sky. Big uptick this year, this autumn. And then I started to see that New Jersey, England, other places, Indiana, everybody's getting them. Let's see, can I zoom in? All right, so. Oh, I can't hold it still though. Oh, it is cold out here. Let me get down. Oh man, I'm missing it. Hold on, the chat's in my way. All right, chat. Drop down. Thank you. There we go. Oh, damn it. Could some of them be meteorites? We are in peak meteorite season. A pea-sized one is too light up most of the sky, so grain-sized one could be about bright drone size. You know what? I used to accept all those notions, meteorites, asteroids, galaxies, and whatever, but as time goes on, it occurs to me that that's just stories that we're told. Okay, so something. So that one, I can't see it anymore. Dusty, stop pulling me. I'm trying to show it now. It looks like something's coming up over the trees. It's another white orb. Or, I mean, I don't know if it's an orb yet. It just looks like um, rays. But we'll see when it gets closer. Yeah, and the shooting stars could be meteorites. That's fine. There's supposed to be this meteor shower, every year. And it seems like the meteors, right, they come from the same sections of sky every year. Whether or not they're um, the size of a grain of sand or whatever, I don't know. Never was a meteorite person, collector. I mean, they're kind of cool. I like when they have the green olivine in the matrix. But we have that here on Earth, so it's it, it they could just be Earth rocks that people are going to get. But yeah, I guess if I'll continue on, I'll tell you. Listen, Dusty, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to be talking around people's houses. Everybody's still sleeping and stuff. Okay, let's get this back to regular mode. Check the chat. Try to notice which zodiac constellation they would originate, like the Geminis are from Gemini region. Right, exactly right. So I think tiny meteorites, some are definitely not. I've had close encounters. Cool, good to hear. There was one that lit up the whole sky in sonic boom, but was only the size of a basketball. Um, so basically you're telling me that basketball-sized object was gathered after it fell, and somehow people are able to triangulate or calculate where these things coming down. I don't know. Like I say, I never was into meteorites and dinosaur bones. There's a lot of aspects of geology that just don't interest me. But I have friends that go crazy over that stuff. So, everybody's got their tastes. All right, I'm going to go over to this little section of road where I saw two orbs in tandem going north a few days back, and then at around dawn after that, a kind of a silvery orb was headed eastbound. Let's see, chat. There was one, okay, I read that. They didn't find that one, but according to velocity, an explosion can estimate mass. Okay. My only gripe with all that is that yeah, like you say, they're estimating the mass, and with that estimation, how much of it is them plugging in a constant of one type or another into the equation, and so they're kind of like front loading their own bias into I can't even think. How much does that affect the outcome? Right? Like, oh man, I don't want to get on too many tangents, but I think estimate is the crucial part of that. It's still a guess. Now, I've been around guys who go around collecting meteorites, and they go to the Sahara and wherever. And I'm not going to disparage their work, but I just think that there's a lot of people adding in their own story to whatever we're trying to figure out. Do I think they are vehicles or entities? Both. Both. Yeah, I've had experiences. I was talking earlier on a stream. I hate repeating myself over and over again, but well, I don't hate it, but it's just redundancy is mm, superfluous. Anyhow, yeah, over the Boulder County Fairgrounds with the when the skateboarding kids were all shouting and stuff, and then when I saw those things, they reminded me of like jellyfish or something, where um, they didn't seem like craft. They seemed like they were their own entities, and it was strange. They were merging into each other and splitting off, and there was one that was either larger or closer, and I called that the mothership. Um, and that was the closest that I had gotten. Yeah, and after they all had left, and there was still one left, and it had gone south, and then it was coming back from the north, and yeah, and as it went overhead, like it was just me and it, and yeah, and just the way the wind felt, it was just a really interesting moment, and I really have no definitive conclusions about who or what these guys are. Are they advanced souls? Are they devious tricksters? I don't know. One of my earliest experiences was in the 70s, and I believe that it was the day that there was a plane crash at Kennedy Airport, and then that evening I saw what I'm thinking now is three, but really the main one. They were down close. They were so out. I lived on the second story of the house, and looking out, that window was to the north, but these things were down basically right over my neighbor's yard, and that was a red. The main one that I felt really that I made a kind of mind-to-mind connection with. It had the red halo, and it was kind of orange in the middle, and for a long time, even when I still thought that this kind of stuff was possible, whatever, I basically wrote it off that was my imagination. And it wasn't until, I don't know how, it wasn't until, this last quarter of my life that I was like, you know what? That's the same thing that these guys are. And even in my mind, the memory is still pretty clear. Although I can't remember what pajamas I was wearing. I try to remember that, but it doesn't come out in my mind. So here's the dawn. It's coming. Dusty. The dog's pulling me. She doesn't care about this stuff. She just wants to smell smells. She doesn't like the sky. She's always looking down. There goes the moon. See you tomorrow, I hope. Okay, check the chats. You've seen orbs that are big and you think are vehicles. Seen small light orbs that I felt were not vehicles but entities, possibly interdimensional. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Sounds like light fairies, very similar to what you've seen. Yeah, I have. So for a long time I wasn't seeing anything in the sky, but what I did have was these little, what I used to call the sparkle people, which were just basically like little Tinkerbell-sized blips that would show up out of the corner of my eye. Not even the corner of my eye, just they'd show up in the room with me, but they wouldn't stay. They wouldn't like float around and stuff. It would just be like a little exclamation point, like bing, we're here, or I'm here, or whatever. And so I have been seeing some of those lately. And what's interesting is like when I'm seeing them now, I'm able to kind of, even though it's probably less than a second, I'm able to see some type of definition within the center.